Hello there, I'm Laura Young. I'm very happy if you're here with me today. This is our second meeting on Woman to Woman, Secrets Shared. Today, I ask you to break a rule, a hard and fast rule in many lives. But if you're going to have freedom and happiness, let's explore breaking this rule. An Indian poet and holy man, Kabir, said, if you don't break your ropes while you are alive, do you think the ghosts will do it after? Okay, so the rule I want you to break, the rule I want you to contemplate breaking, if you haven't already, is the rule that says life is easier if you fit in. It's almost like our culture conspires against us, and there are cultural portals where it is said you're supposed to do certain things at certain ages, and if you're not doing it this way, like we do it, like the family does it, like the culture expects you to do it, there's something wrong with you. Now, when somebody comes to see me in therapy and one of their complaints, one of their problems, struggles is, I don't fit in. I've never fit in, and I particularly don't fit in with my family. Inside, I go, wow, great. This is a possibility. When people come who are engaging in fitting in and trying so hard to be the thinnest, to be the hottest, to be the prettiest, whatever, they have a lot of stuff to go through before they can get that inner permission that says you're worthy of a life that's yours, especially yours. It doesn't have to look like your relatives and friends. It doesn't have to look like other people. So part of it is, it's hard when you're going through it when you're young, especially middle school. I find that a lot of people who come to me with this problem as adults actually went through this problem in middle school. And what I ask is the mothers, the grandmothers, the women in lives of young people, please help them to free up and not pressure them to be like you or to fit into the family ancestral way of doing things, career-wise, looks-wise, weight-wise. Support them. So I ask you then, if you're not already breaking some rules, some people break this rule and go and enter into a career that's not necessarily approved of by family. But sometimes the same people find their personal power and their freedom at work. But then I had a woman say to me, I run a company and I feel personal power when I'm at work, but why is it when I get around my family, I feel like I'm 12? So what I want you to know is the idea that you're supposed to fit in is a faulty belief, but it's passed down because people have an easier time if we fit in and give up our wildness that we come into this world with. Each generation has a chance of doing it different. We come in 360 degrees of energy, and bit by bit, we're carved into something that doesn't necessarily suit us, but it fits other people's sense of ease. It makes us seem like if we're particularly the good little girl who gives up any tomboy ways and makes, or angry outbursts to make our significant caretakers at ease, then we get rewarded for that. So it gets encased in our DNA almost. So what I'm asking you to do is to look at your life and to see if you are fitting in. I have women who come see me when they're 35 and terribly depressed or anxious about what life is about because they have done all the right things to fit in. They've gone to the right schools, they've gone to the right university, they've joined the right clubs, they've participated in the right sports according to their family expectations. They have found the right man and married the right man, and now they're 35. They may have a couple of children. They have not tested their own power and their own fiber. And they say to me, is this all there is? And that's harder to, it can be done. Absolutely. There is no stopping point in life in terms of when do we stop trying to break out from this prison of enculturation, conditioning, faulty beliefs. Never too late. But the sooner we start, the easier it is. So what I say, if you don't know where to start, if you think, oh, I want to do something different with my life, and you don't know where to start, probably look at people, look at women you admire. Or what aspect of their presence in life do you admire? That might be a starting point. You see, whatever we admire in others and whatever we despise in others, which we don't like to hear, but it's true, is within us. So if you see women on the forefront of the news and doing major shifts, making major shifts in our culture, check them out. If you are responding to them in any way, that means some of these attributes that is bringing them success is inside of you. Could not be otherwise. So maybe that's a starting point. And of course, I always suggest journaling, not a surface journaling, but a journaling that goes into your dark hidden places that you don't share with anybody else. Sometimes we're afraid of stepping out because they may not like us, they may not like us, or they may just be angry that we're shifting the dynamics of our relationships. And that's true. We do have to risk when we step out. But really, years ago when I was very small and lived on the Atlantic coast where there were cliffs and storms, and I would go stand there as a little girl, mesmerized by the power of the ocean as the ocean spray would splash on my face, and I felt so invigorated. But I noticed there the birds would come to the cliffs and cling, and their poor little bodies would get battered with their struggle to hold on. What the birds didn't know is if they had just flown a little bit higher, a little bit further, there was a soft place to land. So be curious. In what way are you like the birds? Don't give up, no matter how discouraged you get. Get some light in your life. Think of the birds and think of pushing just a little bit further. Not fitting in is a good thing. Not fitting in gives you freedom to be happy in your own body, mind, and spirit. Not fitting in gives you freedom. It also gives you a possibility to encourage other women to step up with you, to join you in sisterhood. Or if you have little girls, teach them early, teach them well, to love and value who they are, even especially if they don't fit in. Bye now. See you next week.